Hello, Rick Moody in the Steel Studio. This is my offensive show here. For the offense, different shows I put together, all little shorts to tell you what I think of the draft and what Steelers might do. I have my mock running across the bottom. Tell me what you think. I do think they could take a quarterback earlier, like second round, but I don't think they'll take one in the first. I do think they'll go for defensive tackle, and I think they'll trade down or try to anyway. If they don't, they'll hold steady. Still probably get what they want. I think a running back in the third, fourth is very possible, or maybe even earlier. And those are the positions I think they're going to focus on right there. So nothing's changed. One day I do think they could take Sanders or somebody in the first, but I just don't see it. Um, I think it's defensive tackle. I think Aaron Rodgers is still going to sign, and they'll draft somebody, a McCord or they could. The only player with upside, the most upside at quarterback, is a Milrow, and he could be a monster in a year or two. So that's my guess. If he's still there, and get him in a second, then get a second to get back in to get him, or a third. So here's my East position. We'll start with the quarterback. Enjoy. Steel Studio.
Rick Mooney in the Steel Studio here. I want to do a video. I'm going to start doing videos on each position group and what I think we'll draft. The first one, of course, is quarterback. I think Rodgers is coming. I really do. Mason will be the backup, and I think we'll draft one. I think it'll be a McCord or a Howard, or maybe Riley Leonard, somebody like that. And I like those guys. I think they're underrated this year. I think the draft, I don't know where they get this, that these guys are the top quarterbacks and no one else is. A lot of times they're wrong about those guys at the top, and they end up being busts. And then there's a Dak Prescott in the fourth round. Or look at the guy in San Francisco, Purdy, seventh round. It's all what the Steelers are looking for their offense, and I think they do like these quarterbacks. I don't think it'll be Sanders. Maybe it's Milrow in the third, but I don't see us getting him in the second unless we trade down. But I don't think I'd want to draft him in the second. He's not ready to be there yet, and he's a hell of an athlete, but I don't think he's one of the top quarterbacks. Maybe in a couple of years, if you get him in the third or fourth, that'd be great. I know they love him. I know they love all these guys, so it'll be interesting. But I think McCord is underrated. I don't know why. Coming into last year, he was one of the top quarterbacks, and then I don't know, he struggled or what when he transferred or whatever happened. But I like what he brings. I like his moxie, and I think we'll be okay there. But if Rodgers signs, we'll be in the hunt. We'll be competitive. I know people say he's 42. You don't hear that about Flacco, who's about the same age. It's so funny how the media twists things and says things. Rodgers had good numbers last year. He was on a bad team. So I know he's got off the field thing is what you worry about with him. Is he not letting the Steelers know that he wants to come? Is he holding? Is he just waiting, trying to decide? I don't think that's the case. I think they would have moved on by now. I think they know he's coming, when he's coming, and I think it'll be this week or next week. But I've been wrong about this the whole time. I thought he would have signed by now. And if he doesn't for some reason, we still have Mason. Mason is as good to me as Russ was last year, and Fields. Of course, Fields has more upside, but I think Mason's just as good as those two. So we're okay there. We'll be okay. But I think if Rodgers for some reason didn't sign, we would still sign another veteran. I don't think it's Kirk Cousins. It'll be somebody, or trade for somebody or something. A lot can happen between now and after the draft or during the draft. We don't know. But I don't think we're trading Pickens. I don't think we're trading Watt. And I think we're signing Rodgers. So, hey, that's the quarterback room. We're not going to draft one in the first round. Go Steelers.
Rick Mooney, Steel Studio. What will the Steelers do at running back? Well, the current running back room is Jalen Warren. Of course, Najee is gone. Jalen Warren leading the room. A lot of people complain about Najee. Wanted Warren. Well, you're going to get your wish. And Warren is capable. He's bigger than you think. He's 220, 218. But can he handle the full season with the full workload? I don't think he's going to have to. But I think he can be a good number one for us. I hated to see Najee go, but he just not fit our system. And I love the guy. He was a true Steeler to me. Hopefully we won't regret that. But he's gone. We got to move on, and he got paid well, and good for him. So the rest of the room, of course, is Kenneth Gainwell. He's only 26. Seems like he's older than that to me. He's a great change of pace. And
Cordell Patterson, I will probably keep him because of the kickoff rules changing again. But we're going to draft another one, I think. We're going to draft another one. If Dempsey falls to us at 21, we have to take him. The guy's a generational talent. He's a stud. He's like the guy in the Falcons had, with Smith there. Hampton, another one. If he falls, I don't know how you pass him up. I think they'll both be gone. I don't think we have to worry about that. A guy that I'm intrigued by is Travion Henderson. He is a home run hitter, of course. That's a guy they like. Caleb Johnson from Iowa is another possibility. I like him too. Junkins, watch out for him from Ohio State. If he falls to the third round, if we could trade back in the second, that's a guy I think we could definitely grab. Other guys I love, Neil from Kansas. Cam Scatabo looks like a Pittsburgh Steeler to me. He's tough, he's physical, and he would fit perfectly for especially short yardage. And he can break off some big runs. He looks like a guy that could be a Steeler. Another one is Damian Martinez from Miami. Remember that name? Another bigger back, a stud, hard to tackle, and he is a guy you could see. I think the running back room is underrated. I think we're fine, and people are overreacting. Of course, they wanted Najee gone. Now he's gone. Now, when we drafted him in the first round, all you heard is don't draft a running back in the first round. Now people are talking about we should draft running backs in the first round. It's crazy to me. But now that he's gone, everybody says we're in trouble there. I think we'll be fine, even though he was very durable, very dependable, and loved being a Steeler. But hey, we'll see you, and we're going to be just fine. Go Steelers. That's the running back room. Rick Mooney in the Steel Studio. Only a few days from the draft. Very exciting. Let's look at the tight end group on the Steelers, and if we think we'll take one in the draft. People say, why would you take a tight end? You have so many. Arthur Smith loves a tight end. If they can upgrade there and get somebody that's a steal, they're going to take them. We have Freiermuth, who I think could have his biggest year coming up. We paid him, he better. But if you get a good quarterback to throw over the middle, he's going to be one of the best tight ends in the league. I really believe that. Of course, Darnell Washington is ready to take the next step as well. That guy's a stud. He can block. Oh, my God, he's a monster. I expect big things from Darnell Washington this year. We also have Connor Haywood, I should say. Not sure, man. Not sure about him. He plays fullback. That keeps him on the roster. He's great on special teams. And you need your third, fourth tight ends to be great on special teams. We'll see. I don't know. He hasn't done as much as I wanted, but again, we need to throw over the middle more. And then we have Donald Parham, who we signed, who was a stud with the Chargers at one time. Got hurt last year. I think he could be a really good player. He can block. He can catch. Man, this tight end group is loaded. But if they did, if Loveland fell to him, both of Loveland at 21, I think they take him. Same with the Penn State kid, Tyler Warren. How do you not take him? I think they will. And Warren's more of a receiver than a tight end, but I still think I wouldn't be surprised at all. Other guys that could draft in the third, fourth round, Mitchell Evans, who played for me in youth football. Yeah, I'm a little partial, but the kid is a stud. He can catch. He can block. He had the injury 2 years ago, and I wouldn't be surprised if they took a kid like that, or Luke Lachey from Iowa, another good kid, and then the Jackson Hayes, more of a blocking tight end like Washington. So I'm not sure we do that, but you never know. We love to run the football, and that's what we're going to try and do more and more this year. That's the tight end group. Very exciting tight end group. We're loaded there. It's not one of our positions of need, I don't think. But if one's there, don't be shocked. Go Steelers. Steel Studio, Rick Mooney. Will the Steelers take a receiver in the draft? Well, we already did, kind of, because we have second round pick is Rick Mooney in the Steel Studio. Happy Easter, everybody. We're only 4 days away from the draft. I need to crank these out. Looking at the position groups, offensive linemen, I think we're pretty good at offensive line. Contrary to what the media says and what people think, we were so young last year. We had some key injuries. I like what we have, man. These guys start gelling together. They're going to be good for the next 10 years. That's exciting to think about. It's going to be the same thing that happened in the 2000s when we went to 3 Super Bowls and won 2 of them. It starts up front, man. It starts on the offensive line. I mean, you got to think Malo, who would be a number one drafted tackle this year if he was in this draft, is going to be back and going to be ready to go. The kid didn't even want to sit out, even with the bad ACL. He wanted to play, but they wouldn't allow it. Let's hope he doesn't get hurt again. He never got hurt in college much, so hopefully this was a fluke, and he will be back. Of course, we have Zach Frazier at center. The kid was amazing. He's already a top 5 center in the league. What a draft pick. He also would be the number one pick if he was a center in this draft, number one center in this draft, easily. All the guys from last year would be. This draft is not great, so they knew what we were doing, and we were lucky to get him. We're set there. Siamalu is a stud. He had some injury issues last year. I expect him to bounce back very well. And the big question is Jones, Broderick Jones at left tackle. And that's where everybody says he needs to be. That's his natural position. It's all we heard about. So we're going to find out. He worries me a little bit, but the kid just gives a little more effort. He could be great. He's athletically sound. He's got good technique. Just inconsistent. We need him to get a little better. As far as depth, Spencer Anderson is there, and I think he's going to be good. Oh, and I forgot the other guard, McCormick. He's a stud. Don't count him out. He's a tough kid. But we do have Spencer Anderson in depth. He's a good. He could start on most teams. And then as far as the tackles, we have Max Sharping, Dylan Cook, and Calvin Anderson. Do I expect us to draft one? Probably not. But if a guy like Josh Simmons from Ohio State who has some injury issues falls, we could take him, even in the first round. Remember, Andy Weidel, Omar, they love offensive and defensive line. Same model that they had in Philadelphia. That's where Weidel came from. Don't be surprised. Other guys I like are Charles Grant's another name. Logan Brown is another name. There's not too many, but if one falls, maybe a third, fourth rounder, that'd be just fine. That's where we got Dan Moore. Those Steelers can't wait. We only got a few more days, man. And we can. This offensive line's better than you think. I think we'll be okay there. Wouldn't be surprised if we take one fourth round, fifth round, just for depth. Go Steelers. Can't wait.
Steel Studio, Rick Mooney. Will the Steelers take a receiver in the draft? Well, we already did, kind of, because we have second round pick is DK Metcalf. You cannot beat that. You cannot get a DK Metcalf as a second round pick. We got DK Metcalf. Do people even realize it? You heard nothing about it. But we have DK Metcalf. We have a rising star in George Pickens. The two of them together are going to be unbelievable. If we could just get a quarterback and throw him the ball, I think Mason would be okay. I'm not sure if he'd take us where we would need to go, but he's going to be okay. With those two receivers, wow. And you also have Colin Austin, who had a great year, really came on last year. He's going to be even a bigger force with those two there. And I'm not counting out the rookie from last year, Roman Wilson. I think he could be good. And I also like some of the other guys we have on our roster. A couple of the guys that are on the practice squad. And the kid that was on the special teams. He was a good receiver, and I think he could be. And if we do draft one, I don't think it'll be in the first round. I'd be surprised. Matthew Golden, of course, if he falls to us. That's a tough one, man. He's pretty good. But I don't know if we need him. He's kind of what we have. Ekuba is a slot. We have Roman Wilson as a slot. And one guy I am interested in is a true stud that looks like a Steeler is Jack Beck from TCU. You know, his brother died. He just looks like a guy that would be great on the Steelers. Perfect fit. A little bit different type receiver. Tough. I like that. I'd like that a lot. I really root for that. We get him in the third or fourth round, I would just be ecstatic. Jalen Royals is another guy that is a very good player, underrated, and he would fit our team very well. Some other guys, Kyle Williams, Washington State, I like him. It's not a great receiver draft. It's not loaded at receiver like in the past. Savion Williams, I think they brought him in for a visit. He's a good player. But I really like Beck. If we could get him, he would be perfect. He's just a great kid, hard worker, like a Hines Ward type. I would love that. I would love that a lot. It's going to be so much fun once we get these picks, man, once we get more players. But our receiver room, don't let anybody kid you. It's loaded because DK Metcalf is a monster. The guy's huge. Have you seen him? Put him and Pickens together, and I hope we don't trade Pickens. I really don't want us to, because I think those two together could be unbelievable.
That's the wide receiver room. I'm excited. I hope you are as well. Go Steelers.
So there you go. That's the offensive review for the draft for the Steelers. Skoranek is the guy I was thinking of, the special teamer that played receiver that we re-signed. I like that guy. Great kid. So it's exciting to think about. It's tomorrow, so just wanted to get this out there. I will put the defensive one up next. And thank you guys for all the support, subscribing, and all the love. It's been amazing. I'm so thankful. Go Steelers. Can't wait.